Hello and welcome to the Inspirations mod Spotlight. Go through this glass door, which is added by the mod, as are the trapdoors up here. We also got this type of trapdoor, which as you can see is a regular trapdoor with carpet on top. Here we have the round tile path. For each tree leaf, you'll find a white variant, a green variant, a red variant, a blue variant, and also the rainbow variant and the Christmas variant. We also have 4 different types of bookshelf. So they are the slab bookshelf, the rainbow bookshelf, the tomes bookshelf, and also the ancient bookshelf. We can click in each of these bookshelves to remove books, and we can click again to put them in, and click in the middle to see everything that's in the bookshelf. Here we have some of the different leaves for all the different types of trees. You'll notice that the jungle leaf is a little bit darker than the other vanilla leaves. And also we have the Tinker's leaves, so there's a lot of good interoperability with this mod. There's support for ceramics, tough as nails, leatherworks, a variety of different mods. So that is something which is definitely good with this mod. You can see I made a little image here to try to contrast the brighter Tinker's leaves with the darker jungle leaves from vanilla. And here we have the tiled path. Now this mod, essentially, its core feature is dramatically improving the cauldron. And to illustrate that, we've got some beetroot here. As we break the beetroot, you notice we're going to get these heartbeats. And what these heartbeats will do is they'll give you a small regeneration effect. However, we can also use them for something else. So we've got a cauldron here. I'll use one of these trapdoors. It's a nice place just to step up a little bit higher. We'll put in 1, 2. The cauldron is also modified in a way that you can actually change it if you want to have 4 bottles of water that will fill up the cauldron. So that'll be 250 millibuckets per bottle. So once we've got the water in, we're going to put some nether wart in there. And then, you see we've got awkward potion. So then we can put the awkward potion in here, put one of these heartbeats, and we have 2 potions of regeneration. Okay, so here we have a dispenser. Inside the dispenser is an anvil. If we push the button, you can see the anvil will be dispensed, and this block, which is mulch, can also be made with 4 sticks, is created. And there's similar cases of this anvil smashing. For instance, we have cobblestone into gravel and concrete into concrete powder, which obviously is normally done the other way around. So there are different types of mulch which we can get by combining sticks with different coloured dyes. See, there's 8 different types here, and you can plant flowers on them but not saplings. Another feature that we have here is if we take the shears to a 2-high flower, so we have the rose bush here, you can see we're going to get 4 roses. If we now work on the lilac, we get 4 syringes, and if we take the peony, we have 4 peonias. And what we can do with these, we can place them back down and we can grow them back to full height again. Now there is an additional use for the rose. So with the rose, we start with 3 bottles of water. 2. Now we can put cyan dye, you can put any colour dye in here and it will change the colour. Then if we place the rose in here, let's have a look what happens. Get this new flower, the cyan flower. We also have a couple of new paths here. We've got the tiled path and the bricks path as well. So here we can see some of the things that you can plant now, which is slightly different from before. So with a cactus, you can just place it here. You can see it's got various different growth stages. There is actually an intermediate growth stage, which we'll just try and get here. I think there may even be a smaller one. There we go. We have the carrots as well. So you can plant carrots now. We can also plant potatoes and sugarcane. We have some new interactions with bone meal. So if you see, if I use sand here, we get dead bushes. Mycelium will get mushrooms. There's also a few new buttons that have been added. We've got the Nether brick button. And you can see it actually takes the whole brick in the second row here, whereas we need the one in the third row for the regular brick button. And if you take a look at this, I've got this one there now, but let's take a look at this. And you can actually alter, using the torch lever, you can alter the redstone lever as well. And if you had this here, we've also got this, which is the charged arrow. So we can shoot this lever, and you can see it's going to change the state. And in fact, this lever, wherever you shoot it, there'll be little redstone particles that appear, and that will send out a redstone signal. Now we have some rope types. So let's start. This is the chain. So you can see I can basically click anywhere, and it will go all the way down. So you can use it like a ladder. Similarly, we have rope. Doesn't matter where I click on the thing, it will still act exactly the same. And then we have the vine rope as well. So there's some more interesting things to do with cauldrons. So if we put one bottle of water in here, we get this mushrooms, which is just combining two of the mushrooms together. We can place this in, and this will turn it into the liquid mushroom stew. So we'll get one bowl out of that in total. So the bowl will correspond to one bottle. Okay, so for the rabbit stew mix, we'll put in our 3 bottles of water. Now when we right click, remember that even though we've got a stack of items, it's actually going to put the whole lot in. So then we go 1, 2, 3. So you see we get 3 out of the 2, as opposed to getting the 1-to-1 that we got for mushrooms. Okay, here we have some pressure plates which we put carpet on, and you can do this to make it look a little bit cleaner here. And you can similarly do the same thing with stairs as well. We also have in here, this is a trapped book. So a trapped book will emit a signal depending on where you place it on the bookshelf. So you can see there, it's not very strong, but here you can see full power. Okay, we've got a couple of things. You can see this photometer now. It's a yellow colour. If I go down here, and say we place a solid block on top, you can see it's going to turn dark. So this will tell you the light level and give you a sort of indication. It won't tell you exactly. Similarly, if I go up high, you can see with this barometer, you can see that's going to give you some indication. Assuming you don't have access to the F3 menu, it will let you see your Y level. We also have a couple of compasses here. We have the north compass, always point north, and we have a beacon compass that can be linked to a beacon. Then we have these lock and key, which you have to name in an anvil. I've already done this. So you can see it's locked, and then I just opened it. And you can see there's various items in here. And you see if I shift right click, it will actually unlock. If I right click, it does let you open it anyway. Container locked, container unlocked. So if it was locked, for instance, and I tried to access it with an empty hand, wouldn't be able to get in. Here we have a collector. So a collector will be able to pick up any item that's in front of it. So if we drop these vines here, and I press the button, it's going to put them in. And then we have a hopper underneath. This is connected to pipes. And it will, and as you may be able to see, this is keeping one in stock in here, but can't access it. But now you can see they're all in there. So there are additional potions that are added, as you might imagine. We have silverfish powder, which is obviously dropped from silverfish, adds a potion of haste. We have a shulker shell, which will add resistance. Another feature of the mod is that you can actually milk squids, which was an old Minecraft feature, which is brought back in this mod. But if you use ink sacs, then you'll get a potion of blindness. The Withered Bone, again, is a rare drop from Wither skeletons. Gets you Withered too. Now there's also use for the Fermented Spider Eye, which if we have a corruption of haste 2, we'll get a potion of mining fatigue. And then we have, again with Spider Eye, a corruption of regeneration, which you saw earlier with the beetroot, with the heartbeats. They will give you hunger 2. And a corruption of jump boost gives you levitation. Okay, we can see the vine growth. This actually looks different to what I remember it being, because I only placed it on this one block. So we just shear the top block here, for instance, you're going to get all of them back. And similarly, you'll get 9 back for your melon as well. We also have this, the Redstone Charger. Okay, so we've got some glass bottles here. I didn't exactly show this before, but if you just... It's very easy to do that. What we can do is we can put these in the dispenser. And let's try and give this a redstone signal and see what happens. This is another feature of the dispenser. So you can see it's actually going to fill it in. And there we go. And we can also make these potion bottles, and then we can use these in the cauldron. There's obviously a lot of functionality with the cauldron. You may notice as well that you can get all the different dye colours. You can also mix the dye colours in the cauldron, and you can dye your armour that way. And you can also mix the bottles like this, for instance, and you can get various different colours. And then the other thing you can do with this is you can also use the dyed bottles actually to dye wool as well. So you can use it as a replacement. So any dye. So it counts as a dye. And that really is about it. Goodbye.